right, so this is going to be a really quick video on how to set up the Rankx tracker. You're essentially just going to walk down these 8 steps. The first one here you may have already done on an existing tool. However, if this is your first FBA Excel tool that you're downloading, you will need to hover over this link and just click on the button there to go over to this page. And you just have to put in your email, that your registered email for your members area here, and then the dummy Google account that you have that you're saving all the FBA Excel tools into. Make sure you don't put your password in here. We just want the email account. So it should be 2 email addresses. They may be the same if you have a FBA Excel email and also that same email as your Google account. So just make sure you have them correct. An easy way to tell the Drive account that you're storing the tools into is if you open the tool up and hover over this icon, you can see fbaexcel.usef. That's what should go right here for me, okay? And then what goes here for me would be what I plug in on this next step, which is also the members area login email there. So anyway, you're gonna go in, click this button to save it. You do need to wait like 1 to 2 minutes just to let our systems grab this information and authorize your tool. And then you're good to go through these next steps. So step 2, just again, enter the members area email. Here, you're gonna pick the zip code that you want to track your keyword rankings from. If you are in the US, you can see we have 5 different zip codes here that you can choose from. It's important because you will actually get completely different rank results depending on what you choose here. If you're just starting out, I'd probably recommend either Georgia or Ohio, or actually, let's see, I do Ohio or Texas, honestly, because that's more central, and then you can kind of get, or I guess if you have more sales, you can go into Amazon and see where your most sales are. That might make more sense. If you're in a non-US market, you do need to pick this option here. And next, pick the time that you want the tool to go out and check the rank information. So 2 settings here you need to know about. First, go to File, Settings, and just make sure that the location is set to US. That should be probably already set up by default. But this one here, you do need to set to your time zone. So you can see I'm in the Eastern Standard Time Zone. So I picked just Detroit here, and there's multiple different options. So you need to kind of just go down through. Like I could pick either of these, Eastern Time or Detroit. Just pick the one that matches for your time zone. All right, and then just hit Save Settings. And then what you want to do here is match that same time zone. So you can see here mine was Detroit. There's a drop down here where you can choose from, and it's going to be a similar input as the settings that we chose there. So you can see in light gray there, it shows the offset, I think they call it. So if you come into here and we look, you can see it's the same time zone offset. So that's kind of a way you can make sure you got the right one. All right, and then marketplace, just make sure you choose the right marketplace. And then days to display, that's going to be how many days here you want to display. By default, I think the template has 30 days, and when you hop over here, it'll probably have 30 days. This is just kind of a demo test copy I have set up here. So, all right, so you're going to come back here, and you can make this adjustment if you want. What it's going to do, it's going to update the UI or the Rankx tracking view tab down here. It's going to update that once it gets the first set of rank data. So once you've set up all of these kind of gray inputs, then just come down here, put in the ASINs that you want to track. You can just put in a master list of either your ASIN or competitors' ASINs, and then all the keywords that you want to track here in yellow. And then you can also put in here, the purpose of this is like, say you have some that you're targeting top of search, or I don't know, however you want to assign groups to it. You could, there's a bunch of different things I guess you could do with this, but that's kind of the idea. Set this table up, and then all you're gonna do is hit this green play button, and you're gonna get a prompt, and it'll just say that it's ready to run. You do want to probably set this time. I do at least, like, if you want to do it right away, 10 minutes ahead of the current time. So if you set up your time zone stuff first, and then it's going to be based on it's 2 p.m. here. I'd do it for like 2:10 p.m. Or if you want to do it for a specified time, like say 8 a.m. every day, you can do that. Just know that you're not going to get information that first day because it's obviously past 8 a.m. on the current day. So say I pretend I want to get information right away. I would just adjust this to 2:10 here and then make sure it's PM. You do have to be a little bit careful in this specific time input as well because it's actually text formatted, and you've just got to make sure you don't accidentally type something in wrong, have an extra space, stuff like that. So just triple check that. But as long as it looks like this at AM versus PM, same deal, you should be fine. All right, and then again, you're going to click this button here to start it. You're going to get a prompt that it'll say it's good to go, and then it won't actually update right at this time as far as bring in the information automatically. You do have to give it like I'd say 30 minutes or so after this time is when you can start to expect the data to populate. Just know that the system actually is checking the rank data at this time. So the time difference is just based on how long it takes to get the data queued up and then back into the sheet here. So and what you'll find is the output time here will specify within like 10 minutes or so of that time that you gave it. And it'll list it here along with the zip code. That way, if you want to change the zip code or times over time, you'll have a history there. And then, yeah, you can basically just check the tool a little bit later. Like I said, at least give it like 30 minutes after the time you specified. If you, for some reason, don't see it the first day, there could be a bit of a delay. So we're still obviously proving this out. But check back and you should see the data populate automatically. All right, and then based on the inputs, the default sort you're going to get actually looks like this here, where it's going to sort it by ASIN, keyword, then rank type order. And what you'll first off notice is a bunch of blanks everywhere. And basically the reason of that is we're getting a whole bunch of different type of placements. So organic is obviously going to be the most complete, probably followed by sponsored if you're running ads on them. But if you want to kind of get just an organic view, you're going to have to manually tick that just organic option and hit OK. And then this is going to be the actual organic placements at that time in that zip code. And you can see any missing information literally means Amazon was not organically placing your product at that time. It's not like an error in our system. It means it wasn't showing up then. And why that's important is because you can look for trends that other tools just aren't going to give you because they're using what are called proxies. They're filling in gaps automatically, which in my opinion is not as useful as this because here you're able to see keywords that are really locking in with the algorithm and you're really consistent for versus other ones that you may not be. So you can adjust your strategies accordingly. And then you can also see other placements. So for example, sponsored is going to be your general search page sponsored ads that you're targeting, probably exact match, broad phrase, those sort of things. But you've also got other placements like frequently viewed. You've got headline search. That's going to be your sponsored brands ads. Highly rated. That's the banner that shows usually towards the top of the search engine results page. And then trending. A lot of times this one actually shows at the bottom on Amazon. And then your video ads. This is going to be your sponsored brands video ads. You will notice some of the ranks for like your sponsored brand video ads will just show a 0. That just means that it's the sponsored brands placement that's kind of towards the top of the search engine result page. So that's what that is. There's still, like I said, some quirks about this stuff here that we're working through, but it's a good next step and should make a lot of sense. Just know that the placement type column here is meant to be kind of manually toggled on and off. And by default, if you click on this button here, it's going to clear the filter and send it back to the default sort, which you'll see is ASIN keyword rank type order. So what that means is, like, say this one here, I can see that my organic placement on this day was 6. I was also showing up at a sponsored placement of 1. I was also at a frequently viewed placement of 11. So I was literally showing up 3 times on this one page. So that's pretty powerful. All right. And then this one here, all this button does, the blue refresh button is going to refresh our input. So if we wanted to change this to example, for example, 15, and we wanted to change our time, our zip code, stuff like that, we could do that. And then you'd want to actually resync the green button here, because that'll allow for the next iteration to grab the data per these settings. And then it'll actually automatically adjust the UI as well on the next run. But if for some reason you wanted to adjust the like columns, for example, or say you added some keyword groups here, that's going to actually update the column here. So basically it's this button's only really useful if you're making any settings changes that you want to immediately reflect on the UI here. So anyway, that's pretty much it, guys. The next step is we are going to be deploying the data that this tool populates into Ad Tactics is going to be the first one, and then you'll have it in Keyword Dominator, Search Query Commander, Metrics. So it's going to be super powerful here pretty soon, and hope you like it. Cheers.